boys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Alright, y'all know who's who, right? We know who's who.
That's me.
You know, they don't tell you, when you make those faces, they don't tell you they're going to blow it up that big.
So you're just going with the flow, aren't you? Jack?
I don't know.
Okay, you know what you're doing. Okay, well, once again, fun is here. You guys flew in yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Are y'all jet lagged?
No.
No, you're
Jet
good
lag's
to go?
like a thing of the past at this point.
Okay. Alright, you had a chance to experience anything about Singapore yet?
We have kind of just been around this resort area.
Oh, just the resort? You've
Yeah.
only seen resorts until
Yeah, we got in kind of late last night, so we've only had this morning, really.
Okay, so have we been good to you so far? Has Singapore been good to you?
Most definitely.
Exactly. Okay, have you had a chance to hear any of our slang? Like our local slang?
No, not at all. This is our favorite thing to find out, though.
Okay, like at the end of sentences, as an expression or like an exclamation where like, if you're really enthusiastic about saying yes, you're like, Yala! So la is the end of the sentence.
We have YOLO, which is pretty cool.
Similar, but not, okay, you want to try it? Yala!
YOLO.
What do you said?
Okay, what is that? Okay, because I'm just thinking later tonight we can't wait to see you guys perform. You can say it to the crowd like, the crowd is so beautiful lah! You know?
Wait, what? So is it a word that ends in
Yeah, it's like an
L,
expression.
and then you just say
L,
la?
and it's spelled L-A-H.
What does it mean?
La.
Just good things?
It's an expression. It's like in place of an exclamation
Oh, so
mark.
it's just excitement.
Yeah, there
Cool.
you go.
So like Andrew, yeah, or
La. Angela. Yeah, there you go.
Andrew, la. That means he's excited about me.
Yes, that is right.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he's all good feelings about you. Okay. Also, there's another word we have. It's called shook. S-H-I-O-K. Have you heard of it yet?
Yeah.
You haven't? Nate?
No.
Okay, shook means like good.
Sure.
So really good.
What
So
if you said shukla?
even better. Even better. Shokla.
Has anyone used that combination before?
Yeah, we use it all the time.
Alright.
Shokla. Well, this food is shokla.
I heard about yeehaw.
Yeah, we don't use that so much around these parts.
What about boom?
What's boo?
I don't know. Boom?
Are you making stuff up as
Yep.
you go? Okay, so tonight when you perform, you can say, Singapore is shook. So, you know, it's like really enthusiastic.
Shook.
Shook.
Wow.
We've been tricked with this sort of thing before.
No.
People tell us that things are gonna get a good reaction, and then we do that, and nobody cares.
Yeah, in Japan, they told us to look at the crowd and say ya and go like that.
Uh-huh.
And 3,000 people stared back at us like we were idiots.
No, don't back me up. Shook and la are good things, right, guys? Right. I didn't preempt them and say we're gonna sabo. That means you know, sabo. Yeah. Trick you guys into anything. So okay, we're gonna open it to the floor right now. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, who has the first one? Hands. Yes, please, sir.
Hi guys, I'm from campus.com.sg. Okay, I'd like to ask, you know that you guys won the Best New Artist in the recent Grammys, but you have been around since 2008. What do you feel about it?
I think that, I mean, it made sense to us, just because it feels like the Grammys has more of a profile on mainstream music, and this was our first year really in being recognized by the mainstream. So we even felt like new artists, and we've been around for a long time. You know, it's a whole different world, for better or for worse.
Thank you.
All right, next question. Yes, sir.
Hi, is there any other song from another artist that you wish you returned?
There's thousands. Specifically, I think that I listened to Simon and Garfunkel's song, The Only Living Boy in New York, this morning, and I had that thought, like, man, what if I wrote that song? What if I sent it to these guys? I was like, I just did this.
Yeah, I listened. I had the same experience kind of today with a song called "End in Every Home" by Elvis Costello, and I thought, like, in a different kind of sense, I thought, like, wow, I wish I could write a song like Elvis Costello writes a song. The only song I remember listening to today was "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses, and I'm just prompted to think about the first scene in the movie Step Brothers, or one of the opening scenes in Step Brothers. If anyone's seen that, I wish I wrote that scene.
Well, there's always, if music doesn't work out, maybe you could be a director or something?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, okay. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
This year has been pretty big. I think the Grammys had a really strong showcase about how they snubbed Justin Bieber in favor of Mumford & Sons. The entire rise of indie rock into the mainstream as well. What do you think about the rise in acts such as yourself and also acts like Ellie Goulding and stuff like that? How have they been profiled in the mainstream this past year?
Well, I don't know if indie rock getting bigger is as cool as just different kinds of music getting bigger, because there's been lots of different things, and it's great. It's things move in cycles, and this is the better part of the cycle. You know, this is the moment when all new sounds come in, and people are inspired and are ready to make records that don't sound like one kind of music, and are also convinced that those different sounding records can get really big on a mainstream level, and that's what I think people learn from the Grammys.
All right. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so with the success of We Are Young, do you worry about like topping it like next time? And yeah.
I think we're not so much worried about trying to top it because we know that that's a thing that comes around so rarely, and very seldom do bands have that degree of exposure and success. So we know that might have been a moment that we don't really have again, and we're okay with that because we're a band. We like to make albums, we like to tour, we like to do so many other things that we'll still get to do no matter what. So even if there's not another world-conquering single or something like that, then we still love playing music and we still love our fans and we still love to do what we do. So we're not really thinking about that so much.
When We Are Young came out, did you guys expect it to be as big as it is? I mean, reach Singapore like us with this tiny little dot on the map, but did you think it'll get to us?
No, and it started with the kind of disbelief in the United States, and then I think it carried over to the rest of the world, which is just even crazier if you think about it. I think I wouldn't say we were narrow-minded, coming into this, but the first things first is we wanted to do as well as we could possibly do in the place that we know, which is the United States, and so that was kind of like an exciting thing, and then to find out, I think first we heard about Canada and Germany and stuff like that, and then it just kind of spread like wildfire.
All around the world.
Yeah,
You're still trying to wrap your head around it?
Still trying to wrap it's amazing how many times we have to stare at a map just because we're we've gone to all these. I never thought we'd come to Singapore. I think it's an incredible thing that despite how many different languages people speak, music is pretty universal.
Right. And we're happy to have you here. All right, sir.
What do you guys think it is about some nights that has appealed to the masses and like gained such acclaim? Like what is it about some nights? Like what stands out?
That's a really hard question, obviously, but if I had to pick one guess, maybe it's the different types of music coming together. I think people like to hear, a lot of influences creating a different sound, and that would be one thing that might stick out to me, but maybe someone has a better one.
I don't know. It's tricky because I think if we sort of boiled it down to elements that made it successful, we would kind of lose the heart of why we wanted to make music in the first place, and that's that we can't really define a lot of what we do or what we're trying to achieve, and we just want to make songs we like. And I think looking back at a song like We Are Young, I think you can point to the beat, you can point to the melody, you can point to the lyrics being kind of universal, but I think with music there's always these intangible qualities that are what we kind of really strive for, that kind of magic that just gets captured once in a while, and I think we all feel pretty fortunate that some night seems to have captured a little bit of that magic. I hope.
Yes, ma'am.
If you had to collaborate with any other artist, who would it be and why?
Paul McCartney, probably. I think that we still have. I think we'd learn a lot from him, and even if the song didn't turn out great, we'd get to spend a day asking him a billion questions.
Everybody same sentiments? Paul McCartney as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Jack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? All right, Paul. JK.
Yes, I'm Jackie O'Connor again, welcome to Singapore. A big question, like before you came here, because you said that you looked at a map, couldn't believe coming here. What stories have you heard of us? Because I think a lot of scary stories about Singapore around the world.
Yeah.
We've heard it.
Well, my impression of Singapore the first time was in the Tom Waits song from Rain Dogs. He talks about sailing to Singapore in the middle of the night and has all these terrifying images in his voice. He sounds like a dead, evil, you know what Tom Waits sounds like. I love him. But that's the first thing I heard about Singapore, and the really dark music, and his voice just kind of made me assume that it was like a really intense place.
Are we intense?
No, you're intensely wonderful. It's the opposite. It's like beautiful, and the sun's shining, and it looks like the future. It looks like how people perceived the future in the 80s. Like everything else, like crazy buildings and angular things. It's just the biggest credit I could say about the city is that it's like nothing I've ever seen.
I had a couple friends grow up here, a couple old family friends, and all I ever heard about was like everything is clean. Everyone is like super respectful, and people take things seriously in the right way. Like they take their job seriously, and they do things the right way. And he also played hockey here and went to school here, one of my closest friends. And so I've grown up hearing all these wonderful stories about Singapore, so it's really exciting for me to actually be here. I wish I had more time to spend here.
The drink, the Singapore slang. I've never had one, but I'm hoping to later.
Alright, yeah, we got Nate all the way over here to try a Singapore slang.
What's in the Singapore slang?
Lots of stuff. You'll find out. But did you guys, okay, I have to say, when I travel, some people either they don't know about Singapore, or they think Singapore is part of China still. Did you guys think that?
No.
No?
I thought Singapore, which I guess it is just sort of in this area of places that I know very little about. Which makes it very mysterious and exciting.
Okay, well, why don't you guys come to check it out for yourself?
Oh yeah, I feel like I just feel very far away in a really cool way.
Okay, cool. Anybody? Yes.
Hi guys, congratulations on your big Grammy win.
Thank you.
My question is a bit more fun because I want to know where exactly you put your Grammy trophy. Because I know celebrities, they will have special place for like on the piano so that they will be inspired and next time. So where did you put your Grammy trophy?
We haven't gotten them yet.
Oh.
I think we heard that they take months, so who knows when we'll get them. But we also haven't even been home, so they might have.
This award.
I think my parents are. They're better at holding on to things than I am. So I live out of a suitcase. They have a house, so my stuff's gonna go to them.
I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to give mine to my parents or not. I think I probably should, because they've supported me so much through the years. It would be awesome if I could, show them, I guess, how much I care and how much I appreciate all that support. And I also, in a very greedy way, just kind of want to put them on my shelf so I can see them every day.
Give mine to Andrew's parents, probably. So he can keep his.
Thanks so much. I love Nina Dunham, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Alright, well, hopefully the trophy's got there. If not, we'll just wait on the FedEx, I guess.
Well, they said that what's funny, the story that's funny is they said months and months.
Mm-hmm.
Which if they said months, then we would have assumed like 1 or 2 months, but the term months and months just leaves, a decade could go by and we could call each other and be like, do you get your Grammy yet?
The Grammys haven't heard of express delivery?
I mean, there are a couple of things that are a little, I'm not to slap the Grammys, but it's a little wishy-washy. Like, I remember playing like t-ball or like baseball when I was a little kid and getting like a trophy at the end of handed out with like some Kool-Aid or something. And somehow these are taking a couple of months. Like, it's not as though unless there's like a master Grammy Smith who makes.
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, a T-Ball, award and a Grammy is almost the same thing.
I think material-wise, I think they might be very similar.
You might be right, Nick. Alright, anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Charmaine from Hot FM. I'm just curious to know if I gave each of you $1 million right now, what would each of you do with it?
Good question.
This is an Andrew question, I feel like.
I would give mine to Jack's parents to thank him for the Grammy.
Nate's still thinking. But a gajillion Singapore slings to bring back home.
I would open up a bar, a Singapore's themed bar, called Slangs.
That's a good one. We'll all come and visit. Jack?
I'd probably invest in the bar, it seems like a gold mine.
It's gonna be big.
I can see you guys working together in a bar as well.
You bring pork buns into the picture and you're really cooking with gas.
There you go. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Right now, what are you currently listening to? Besides your music on the TV, on your iPod, like what are you listening? Whose music are you listening to?
I just discovered shuffle, so I'm listening to everything that's on my iPod. I do notice that that a lot of things like play over and over again, and the Smashing Pumpkins released a Melancholy and Infinite Sadness kind of like box set thing, and it has like 95 tracks, and so it keeps showing up on my random, and they're like really bad demos of songs, and I have to keep skipping them.
That was the answer to what have you not been listening to?
How's it going? Anybody else? Yeah?
Hi guys, it's really surprising to see you guys in Singapore because I first time saw you guys back in 2010 in Wicker Park Music Festival.
Well, that was cool. That was one of my favorite shows of all time. I think for all of us.
Yeah, you guys were my favorite performance that night. And when I heard We Are Young and it's the band called Fun, I was so surprised. And it's like turn around, you guys coming from US to Singapore, where I stay. And so I wonder, will you guys playing a lot of old songs tonight?
Yeah, we play a lot of old and a lot of new. It's a long set, and I'm glad that we've gotten this success on the second album, because it'd be really weird to play a show like with only one album worth. It'd be hard to headline and play a show and kind of like, you go through the 11 songs on the album and you'd still have like 5 or 6 more songs to go. If you hadn't written anything, like, you're really in for a treat. But we were lucky that people were around right away when we released our first album in 2008, and hopefully, it's been cool watching our first album, Aim and Ignite, like kind of get recognized, and it's actually done really well as far as like how many copies it's sold, and the reception that we get from people who had never heard of us prior to some nights.
All right. Well, for those of us, I'm just curious because I haven't had the privilege to see you guys live. So what is the fun experience, as it were? Like, what do you guys like live?
It's hard to say, but our live show, what I can say about it is that we come from a background that was really built on playing live shows. It was about playing really hard in front of maybe 20 people or 25 people or 50 people or whatever. It was about showing whoever was there that you could play, and sometimes it meant just playing for yourself and trying to take whatever you could out of those songs and put whatever you could give into that. And I think we still kind of bring that energy. We still try to bring. Jack usually says we want to bring the energy of a stadium into a small club, and we want to bring that energy of the small club into a stadium too. We want to kind of capture both of those dynamics. So when we play live, we really try to make sure that everybody there feels all of those things and feels how much we care, that they're there watching us and that they've spent their time and their money to see us play. We want to just put on the best show possible, whether that's with a live show or if it's just 6 of us on stage bashing at our instruments or whatever. We want to put on a good show.
All right, can't wait for it. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, if you weren't doing what you're doing now, what else would you be doing?
Oh, you got bar investor. Millionaire bar investor.
Where would you get the $1 billion from?
Any other opinions?
She's the one giving out millions of dollars over there, so.
I think the truth is probably something within what we do. So if music was out of the question, then I don't know, it might be really fun to work in like film, and anything. Music is wonderful, and it's obviously our lives, but it's still just a vessel for something greater. And some people use art, some people use film, some people use poetry, some people use woodwork, but so I don't know. It's a really tough one. I don't know what that would look like. But I'd probably be drinking at Nate's bar trying to figure it out.
So that's good.
Slash my bar, controlling chair.
Yeah, because I don't know I'm glad that I was given $1 million because I seriously don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing music. And we get asked that question a few times, and it's never easy to answer honestly because I've never even thought about it. To quote Van Morrison. Born to Sing, no plan B.
Andrew?
I mean, these guys put it pretty well. I would say
It wasn't me, that was Van Morrison. I don't want the credit for Born to Sing, no plan B.
astronaut. I would be an astronaut. I'd be, or a lobbyist for the space program. I'd be trying to get, government dollars into that space program.
From one extreme from singing to astronaut. That's good, I like
That's
that
like a
one.
real answer.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it like working with Pink?
She's great. She's just very, she's got a great attitude, and she has an attitude at the same time. And I think it's kind of inspiring.
Yes, sir.
You guys covered somebody I used to know a while back with Hayley Williams. Is there any chance of a collaboration with her? And also, what other Fueled by Ramen bands would you like to work with?
We like Paramore a lot. She's really cool. They're all really cool. I think what they do is kind of reminds us of kind of big rock bands in the 90s that we grew up on. She's like a big, strong female presence. It's all awesome. That was a really fun collaboration, and I think that we'd have a hard time topping that because she recorded her parts 6,000 miles away.
Over Skype, right?
Yeah, over Skype, which may have been the first time. So obviously it'd be really cool to do something in the future, but I don't think we can top what we've done.
Andrew, anybody in particular for you?
I wasn't there for that, so I would say Paramore. I had terrible food poisoning, and these guys did it without me. So I haven't had that experience yet. So I'll say the Paramore game.
You'd think that I thought we could get through a press conference without talking about your food poisoning.
Yeah, that's all I would.
Was that a bet going on?
We've just been talking about it a lot lately because it's a kind of a recurring theme in my life.
Oh gosh. Okay, we're okay now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We'll see.
Thank goodness. Okay, anybody? Yes, ma'am. Come back.
Okay, what were the very first thoughts or the first words that crossed your mind when you found out that you won not one but 2 Grammys?
Mom's gonna be mad.
It was weird. Everything kind of moved. It was moving in slow motion, like what you expect from a movie. Or actually, I can't remember any of it. And I think I think it's cool. It's cool to get excited about something. I'm not gonna go the I'm not happy about anything route, but it's been a wonderful year, and I think that the Grammys kind of were a nice way to cap off the last year that we had, and it was weird to think that we were present the whole entire year and touring the whole entire time, and each new accolade after the next. And so for us to get into that moment and win the Grammys, it felt good to kind of blank out for a second.
Andrew, Jack, did the same thing go through your minds?
Yeah, definitely the same thing. It's just kind of like when you get news like that, you don't really know how to process it because there hasn't been anything in my life that was similar to that. Getting recognized by your peers, kind of the highest honor in your field. There's nothing to prepare you for that, so I don't think your brain has words ready to spit out for it. But it was just kind of a feeling of overwhelming happiness, that's for sure.
Was it like, holy crap, we won?
No, it's probably what they said. It's probably the only moment in my life where there wasn't something going through my head. It was a real blank kind of fog.
Dumbfounded.
It's not. It's a surreal experience. No one teaches you what to think in those situations because no one ever tells you you're going to win a Grammy.
Yeah, true that.
People will tell you other things like when you have your first pizza, you might be thinking this.
You are gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. Or like you preparing us for the crowd in Singapore. So we're slowly being prepared. But no one ever says when you win a Grammy, this is what happens.
Yeah.
So we were just way out of our element.
Blown away.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
Quick one. How much control do you have over your creative process, and especially with artists who are signed to big labels? Sometimes there's a struggle between label and artists over how the artist wants to be represented in the face of the public eye. How do you deal with that?
We don't really have a problem with it. I think that's one of the great things about having been in this business or thing for a long time is that we've already established ourselves as songwriters and as artists and musicians, and so when we got signed, there wasn't like we can make them this. That a lot of people deserve credit for not even like trying to make that very much different, but actually going with listening to us and kind of how we feel about things and going off of us. And I think that it's worked out really well. And I think if we ever felt like we were losing or compromising kind of who we are as artists, then we would do something about that.
All right, we have time for one more question.
Hi, so you guys have quite a number of songs, and out of all these songs, each song is created individually. So which song, which creation process of which song left the deepest impression on you?
We talk about Some Nights a lot when we think about that. Just because there was like a nice cinematic story to it. We were all in this room and we were playing a show in Phoenix, Arizona at a college, and we asked if they had like a music room, and we went down this long hall and found this music room that had like a piano in it, and we're in there fleshing out the songs, you know, hitting on the desk to create the drum beat and just playing the piano, and that's a really cool memory, looking back and then feeling the whole ride. So starting from there, then working on it, then hearing the finished product, and playing it live. Because there was elements of magic every step of the way. And sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you work on things and magic comes later. Sometimes there's magic at the beginning, and at the end it's gone. But that was a really cool experience. The whole working on that song, start to finish, was a wonderful experience, and I constantly think about that moment as just the first time that we even kind of heard it out loud.
All right, thanks, Jack. And on that note, okay, being that Some Nights and We Are Young just exploded, you guys are awesome, inspirational, and went around the globe and halfway around the world to us. And as a special welcome to Singapore, we have a special surprise in store for you. Actually, Creative Bunch decided to do a cover of Some Nights and We Are Young in collaboration with Bangladeshi migrant workers in Singapore. And here they are.
Wow.
Wow.
again. Guys, did you enjoy that?
That was amazing.
That was the best cover I've ever seen of That was like, that was amazing.
I think at some points I saw all three of you going. I saw a fly was gonna fly on all your mouths. Okay, now they're actually a project that celebrates the Bangladeshi migrant workers in our midst who are actually otherwise invisible and anonymous among the crowd. So one of its activities is the music playing sessions with a few local musicians that we have over here. And that was brought about by their common love for music, as you mentioned earlier. So they went on to make a music video using one of your songs, which has made its rounds around the net and also made its way here today. So thank you so much, guys. Coca, Jewel, Rennie, Sing, Sai, GX, and Moxley. All right, guys. Thanks so much once again for being here. Can we have another round of applause for fun, please?
Tonight